In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and it is time to return to Darkest Dungeon. So we're going to quick have Gale learn Encourage. We have a couple of people learn Encourage, and let's see. Does my Crusader have Zealous Vigil? Yes, he has. Let's also see if there are any district buildings that are worth creating. Let's see. I could probably get a granary, so I need 60 busts. So okay, so that gets me 15. 15 plus 16 is 31. So I need 29 from trading away crests. Nope. But if I did one more mission, I would have enough trinkets to get the granary. So I think or heirlooms to get the granary. So I think I'll save my heirlooms for that. However, I have some equipment to upgrade. Why do I have 3 flagellants, all roughly the same level? Well, it doesn't matter too much. Okay, that's enough spending for now. The next thing I should do is get some more experience. Okay, so I want to start this episode with a novice mission. What are my options? I can get a sun ring and 9 crests in exchange for completing a long mission. I can get a sly eye patch, which boosts dodge but reduces stun and move resistance in exchange for completing a short mission. Or I can get a resurrections collar, which I already have. I'm gonna go to the ruins and get the sun ring. I do already have a sun ring, but the 9 crests could be useful, and the amount of experience we'll get from a long mission is also going to be useful. Let's see. Let's bring a Crusader and a Vestal. And the question is, what else to bring? Let's go with a Houndmaster and an Arbalist. A K9 unit. That should be a good combination. As usual, distribute the trinkets. Let's see. At some point, I need to make a Shrieker run. We've lost a lot of valuable trinkets. Let's see, I'll go for the Vengeful Greaves, and I only have 1 steady bracer. And so I want to save that for someone else. Instead, I'll go with a sun ring, since I'm already going to be keeping the torch level relatively high. Let's see. The Atonement Beads would be great if I had the other Vestal-specific upgrade. Instead, I'll give her the Ancestor's Scroll and a Worry Stone. And the Houndmaster gets the Steady Bracer. He has enough accuracy issues I don't want to compound them. And I'll combine that with a Cudgel Weight since he's going to be able to use Blackjack. Let me make sure he has Blackjack equipped. Trade Cry Havoc for Blackjack. And that just leaves the Crusader, and you probably already know what I'm giving him. Alright, this seems like a viable team composition. I don't need to bring any blood. Do need to bring plenty of torches. Plenty of food. Medicinal herbs, holy water. Okay, I think that's viable for a long mission. Let's see if we survive this.
pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Okay, the good news is this is actually relatively straightforward. There shouldn't be too much backtracking. It's big, but that was kind of inevitable, being a long mission. Stop by removing one of them now.
Executed with impunity.
And finish the last one off with Smite. Hey, free gold!
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
And just keep going this way. There's not a lot of choices that I'm going to have to make throughout this.
Ambushed
I can
by
just ignore all these
invention.
cross paths unless scouting confirms that they contain something valuable. Of course, keeping the torchlight up is going to be a bit of a challenge. Sack's contents are mine. All mine. Okay, this composition has slightly more potential to be challenging. Alright, starting with Sniper's Mark on this Acolyte. Because that should guarantee a kill with Hound's Rush, and it pretty much does. And may as well dazzle the Brawler for next turn.
Executed.
And smite the soldier because you should. And of course, you roll minimum damage so you don't manage to get rid of the soldier with one smite. And rush on the brawler. Still not a kill. Alright, we're gonna need some healing. I know Gale would like to use Hugh, but she doesn't know that skill anymore.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Alright, still don't need to get any additional invitations. Considering how close I am to the end of the current courtyard mission, I probably won't end up using up all the invitations I currently have. Okay, we got a room battle. As well as a trap. And loot! I'll just take just the emerald. Alright. Setting up a torch. And it's time for some violence. Sniper's Mark on the one that's hardest for everyone else to hit. And I guess the Arabless decided to get a little bit of vengeance for that. Smite the soldier, and okay, this time you didn't roll minimum damage, so the bone soldier is actually gone. Gotta stick with healing for now. And this should kill. And it does.
Annihilated.
Oh, right, I don't have target whistle equipped. Well, Blackjack has a good chance of stunning, so we can't use Bone Bulwark. Judgment won't kill, but it'll get us close enough. Now I can finish the job with Sniper Shot. Or perhaps I can. Okay, can Smite get the kill? It has a small chance. But he's stunned, so I can finish him off next turn. Sniper Shot for one. What was that critical last turn, Roz? I really shouldn't be complaining about criticals.
As the
Where was
fiend
that
falls,
critical last turn,
faint hope
Rosai?
blossoms.
Nah, none of this is worth dropping. Oh, that was a lot of scouting to get dumped on us all at once. Okay. Again, have Roz disarm the trap because she's the only one with any stress. And onward to the next room battle. Use the anti-venom on this.
A fortune
Light a
waiting
torch.
to be spent.
Take the onyx. Again, the jade is going to have to be left behind. Before too much longer, I feel like I need to make camp just to clear up some inventory space. And oh, look, it's these guys. Okay, can sniper shot get the kill? Not by itself. But one more hit from any other attack should do the job. Hound's Rush, however, has a chance to get the kill. It might take 2 turns is all. Right. Judgment on this one.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Okay. And the Crusader cannot hit position 3 with any of his attacks. Let's just go with Smite. It won't kill, but it'll get us close. And of course, the Sycophant goes for the Thirst, almost completely undoing the effect of Hound's Rush. And I also haven't brought any of the blood, so yeah, this could potentially be very bad. Okay, let's start with Hound's Rush on this one with low bleed resistance. Okay, for the Vestal, let's just go with healing. Just going for the conservative option. But Bolus has... Okay, it won't kill the Sycophant by... Won't kill the Sycophant this turn, but it will at least get us close. Okay, Gather the Blood doesn't restore the health of the Supplicant. That is good. And Zealous Accusation to finish the job.
Destroy them all. The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Let's try... Okay, Torch does nothing. Let's find out what Holy Water does. The water purifies the altar. Oh, it removes negative quirks. That's what that does. Yeah, I was thinking it was something like that, but I couldn't tell what the indicator meant. This is going a little surprisingly well, but then again, this is a... and that may be about to change, but this is a novice level mission, so there is that. I'll do what I just did. Okay, this Inspiring Cry. And Blackjack for now. I just need to get the Crusader back into position 1 or 2. And now it's just a matter of waiting for any of us to get their turn again, and I think I can make this work. Of course, Gale's stress level is a bit of a problem. Now, with Blackjack, because even with elevated stun resistance, the Bone Defender's stun resistance is quite low. Let's see how his move resistance holds up. Last step in the plan is for Judgment not to miss. Damn it. Okay, we're gonna have to do something slightly different. I was hoping to use Zealous Accusation after I'd softened the Torture up with Judgment, but I'm gonna have to go with
Be gone, fiend.
Means we have to tolerate a lot of things for a bit longer. longer. Alright, Bola again. And Judgment misses again. Wonderful. Alright, Pounce Harry mostly for corpse clearance. Oh, I mean... So, alive... I can't make living skeletons bleed, but I can make dead skeletons bleed. Okay, we just have the one Courtier. Still, this turned this whole mission around real fast. Alright. Judgment on the Courtier. And... Rallying Flare to try and get some stress reduction and fail. And Blackjack to finish him off.
This expedition at least promises success.
Okay, given the sudden boost in stress levels and the damage we just took, now is probably a good time to make camp.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
Alright, the Citrine can stay where it is. Alright, Hound's Watch. Do Stand Tall and Zealous Speech. Okay, that should take care of... That'll take care of the stress. So we're at least in good shape
the light,
now.
The promise of safety.
An antique suit of armor. Let's see what I can... Let's try a couple of things on that. Anti-venom and bandages. Shovel, maybe? Okay, let's just interact. Let's just investigate the armor. And nice stat boost, and it's until camp, and we just camped. Which is perfect. And that is... That Altar of Light would be a holy water interaction if I still had any. Okay, more of these guys. Sniper Shot won't kill, but can be combined with Hound's Rush, and possibly also, Judgment. There we go. Dazzle the Bone Man-at-Arms.
In Radiance,
and now I just need to deal with victory. The Rabble. Okay, the Rabble, I can one-shot him with Smite, but I don't have a guarantee of killing him with Smite, with anything, apparently, because I keep forgetting that attacks can miss. One of these days I'm going to remember that my attacks don't have perfect accuracy. Okay, I actually still have a decent chance to stun the defender, even though he was just stunned. Ow. And same thing, decent chance to stun the defender, may as well go for it. Okay. Sniper shot, another Rabble. There we go. Alright, now I just need you to not miss. Which, well, 85% accuracy is pretty okay.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
There isn't a lot of this mission left, and it was a big mission. I'm not touching that. This is already not a good team for it, given how shuffle resistant we aren't. And I just got one. I just got a pretty good trinket from one before. I don't want to lose this team. Especially because, well, I'd love to be all nice and friendly and act like all of my heroes are equally important. Objectively speaking, some of my heroes are more important than others, and Gale is one of the most important.
Otherworldly corruption.
So I can't really afford to risk losing Gale. Whereas if I didn't have my only low-level Vestal in this mission, then it might be worth the risk. Sniper shot cannot hit the kill. So I'll start with Sniper's Mark, because that pretty much guarantees that Hound's Rush will get the kill. Right. Dazzle, the one that Crusader can't reach. May as well use a dog treat.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
I don't even know what to say to that one. That's just such a strange narration choice for what I just did. It's like they fed the dog a treat. A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose. Okay. Now Hound's Rush can get the kill. Sniper mark. And the Vestal is the perfect opportunity to finish off the Cutthroat. He has moderate stun resistance, but let's see if we can overcome it. On the other hand, he's both marked and double wide, so frankly, the Bloodletter is screwed. The only question is exactly how he dies. From a massive critical from the Arbalest, that's how.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
We have the debuff charm for the gold, and then the anti-venom for the crest, because we've had so little use for it. And so, of course, I immediately encountered these guys who can use pre-digestion. Now, so is Bola to wear down the Gatekeeper. Okay, at least he's not fleeing yet. Rush. Okay, we're rid of the Gatekeeper at least. Now I just need to deal with these guys. And there it is, pre-digestion. It didn't cause blight this time, though, so I at least have that benefit. Smite can two-shot. And now I have blight and no way to get rid of it. Hound's Rush on the Supplicant that you can kill, just to get rid of that. Sniper Shot on this Supplicant. You need one more hit, but the Vestal can probably finish the job. With Dazzling Light. There we go. Okay, that leaves just the Sycophant, and I only have a 75% chance to hit, and even then I might not kill. This is going to be a long one, isn't it? May as well use the dog treat. And to boost both damage and accuracy.
Destroy.
And there we go.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
What's worth dropping? In all seriousness, the portrait is the most valuable of that loot. I already have 6 invitations. And as I said earlier, I don't think I'll even manage to use up all the ones I have, much less needing to collect more. Okay, one more fight and in dim light, no less. And I forgot to reset our positioning, too. Starting with Sniper Shot on the Courtier, because I don't want to have to deal with the stress.
Impressive.
And it looks like the Sniper Shot was unnecessary. Okay, that's bad. Alright. Okay, that's half of them gone. I am going to have the Vestal move instead of attacking this turn. Not ideal, but there's only one enemy that can hit her in position 3. Okay, I need one more good hit, and we're rid of the Arbalest. You know, considering the fact that I probably could have killed him with Judgment, which also would have healed the Vestal, I think I may have ended up with more hit points if I'd gone for that rather than having the Vestal heal herself. Instead, I'll let Roz take care of the problem. Right, one more solid hit and we're done with the Defender. And that's a pretty solid hit.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be
Let's just
beaten.
go with a normal-sized meal. As usual, go with Zealous Vigil, Stand Tall, and Zealous Speech. The stress level's good and low. The downside is the Vestal's health is a little low, but, well, we're almost to the end
As the
of
light
this.
gains purchase,
He said before
spirits are
losing
lifted,
one of his most valuable
and
heroes.
purpose is made clear.
Okay. Just need to go a little further, and let's also just
Glittering
take a
gold,
moment to appreciate the
trinkets and
loot.
baubles,
I mean, it's not the biggest loot
paid
payout
for
I've
in
gotten,
blood.
but it's not bad at all, especially for not having brought an antiquarian. And even more Crimson Court enemies. Alright, again, pretty much everyone can two-shot the supplements. Judgment means I have a small chance of finishing this one off
can
with
be healed,
Smite.
but never hidden.
The one time I don't get the two-shot, I need. Okay, I have a plan, though. And of course you open up with the thirst, and it fails again, sucker. Pun only partially intended. Alright. That's one fewer of them. Okay, things are lining up just right. Alright, sniper shot on the supplicant, and there's a decent chance I get both of them with zealous accusation. Unfortunately, I only got one of them. Well, that will have to be enough. There we go.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
And I got a new trinket I haven't had before, the flash fire gunpowder. Okay. Surprise, motherfuckers. Alright. Yeah, that I didn't expect that one to kill just because of my luck. And that one had no chance to kill, at least not directly. This will, though. Okay. And, alright, we at least don't have to deal with the courtier. That's good. I suppose I'm showing a pro-living bias in that I eliminated both of the skeletons and let the flesh and blood enemies stick around. Unfortunately, Stressful Incantation is a lot less destructive than Tasty Goblet. Tempting Goblet is the word I'm looking for. Is the skill name I'm looking for. Okay, one more solid hit and we're done with everything. I meant a solid hit delivered by us. Not that your hit wasn't solid, though I don't know, 2 damage isn't really terribly impressive. There we go. We're rallying flare in case it reduces stress. It did.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
Okay. Use the skeleton key we just got.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Okay. Bit of a risk, but we're very near the end of the mission, so I'll drop the bandages for the rubies. And he's craving, well, I have blood right here. Whereas now we have bloodlust. I am the fury, I will drink from my enemies.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
Okay. Pretty sure this is going to be our last room. And finally bringing the medicinal herbs pays off.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Also, I arrived at this mission with none of the blood and ended up with more of it than I had when I came. Okay, that's the downside of bloodlust. Honestly, I'm just moving him back. Maybe I should equip Holy Lance. I never use Holy Lance, but it looks like it might be a good ability. Sniper shot might kill, but yeah, I don't really expect it to. Smite, on the other hand. Okay. One more solid hit, and I'm sure Gale is loving her new life as a Vestal, because unlike being a leper, in this life, Gale has the ability to attack position 4. I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but I think it would actually be really cool if the game kept track of how many enemies a particular hero has killed. I'd love to know how many kills Gale has racked up over the course of her career as a Vestal. Okay, one more solid hit on the defender, which should be easy enough to get. Okay, Judgment isn't going to kill without a critical, and it doesn't even hit. Give it to me, I know you have it. And of course, that's me without any bandages to fix the bleeding one of my teammates just caused.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
You know what? I'll drop my one last torch for a crest. We are that close to the end of the mission that I can get away with doing that. Well, I suppose I also could have dropped the shovel. Shovels sell back for more than torches do. And there we go. Okay, let's get out of here.
The great ruins belong to us. And we will find whatever secrets they hold.
Just keep telling yourself that, Ancestor. Just keep telling yourself that. Okay, decent haul of heirlooms. And Gale still hasn't reached level 3 yet. And has a disease, too.
Windows and doors will be bolted. Tonight, something haunts the dark.
The miserable dark. Given the red coloration surrounding this, I'm guessing this is a Crimson Court specific event. Okay, let's get Gale some disease treatment. That doesn't cost much. Nobody else really needs any special treatment. Instead, let's look at upgrading some heroes a little bit. Look at upgrading some of the champion level people. Okay. And that's all the upgrading I can afford again already. Alright. Now let's trade for some busts so that I can get a granary. I need 18 more busts. And time for my second district building. Construct a granary. And that little bit of free food every week is probably going to add up. I'm not sure what to go after next, but it'll probably be a while before I get anything, given the high heirloom costs for them. And, yep, it's time to return to the courtyard. Let's see. It's a good team composition for this. So, a Vestal, a Hellion, a Crusader, and... let me see, I could bring a Highwayman, but I don't have anything that can inflict marking on enemies. Alternatively, I could bring an Abomination, or actually I think a Plague Doctor would probably be my best choice. Let's see, so Noxious Blast, Plague Grenade, Battlefield Medicine, and Disorienting Blast. Let's trade Disorienting Blast for Emboldening Vapors. That plus 23% damage for, I believe, until the end of the battle could actually be very helpful. Alright, now we need to equip everyone. Clarinel still gets the Ancestor Scroll and the Worry Stone. Okay, I believe I actually have, yeah, a decent supply of, let me see something. Dissection Kit. I can use Incision from position 3. I think I will give up, let's see. The thing is, Battlefield Medicine could be extremely useful because of its ability to cure Blight and Bleed. And Plague Grenade and Noxious Blast. Enemies do tend to have a lot of Blight resistance, but Noxious Blast also reduces the target's accuracy. I think I will give up Emboldening Vapors. I may change that partway through the mission, but for now I'm going with it. And on top of that, yeah, the Blasphemous Vial is... Actually, no, he doesn't use any stun skills. Instead, the Bloody Herb is probably better. And you all know exactly what I'm giving the Crusader. And as for the Hellion... Yeah, this should be good. Okay. Now, consume an invitation and provision. Alright, we need to bring plenty of the blood. And yeah, I get 4 food for free. However, I'm going to want to bring more than 4 food. Bring as many shovels as it will let me have, or at least bring a number of shovels. Fairly respectable supply of bandages and anti-venom, though having access to battlefield medicine will mitigate the need for those. Little medicinal herbs, handful of skeleton keys, and I think we're good. Torches. Right, I knew I was forgetting something. I don't need as many torches, but I do need some of them. Okay. Hope this mission goes well, because we're investing everything we've got in it, including 4 of my strongest heroes. Now I really need this mission to work. So the map, just looking at the general layout, suggests we are pretty close to the end of this mission. Which is good, considering the fact that I'm not sure how much longer we can hold up. He says immediately after launching the mission. Well, what I actually mean is I'd like to confront the boss with having taken relatively little damage. Okay. God darn it. There you go, wasting the blood. Well, there you go, wasting a potential camping log. Hell, I have 2... Oh, it's our first battle, we're surprised, and I have 2 people in Bloodlust. I'm actually just gonna have you use Adrenaline Rush for now. Not exactly sure how I'm getting us out of this one, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. Alright. Incision does 8 to 13, whereas Noxious Blast does 2 to 3. It's 8 to 13 plus 3 versus 2 to 3 plus 7. Okay, I was hoping that I would actually get a chance to move the Crusader, but apparently not. Okay, which means I have to stick with Adrenaline Rush on the Hellion, because moving her forward 1 will move the Crusader back 1. I want to give the Crusader a chance to move forward first. Stick with Incision. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, moving the Vestal back is a good start. And Zealous Accusation.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope
Thou art
blossoms.
judged. Gather the blood on someone who at least already has the Crimson Curse. That's good. And now I can start moving Valange forward. May as well And just stick with Incision and continue failing to hit the enemy with it. Okay, Smite will get rid of the supplicant, or it won't. It may not. It's possible that it won't.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the
One kind, I guess if one kind of divine intervention doesn't work, use the other kind. And yeah, I'm gonna stick with Incision for the win. And if it bleeds for the same reason, exploit the low bleeding resistance of bloodsuckers. Vestal, anti-venom, and a bandage, and then Darnell, just heal everyone. Just try to repair how wrong the first mission managed, the first battle managed to go. No reason not to use Adrenaline Rush, because the Sycophant will die on its next turn.
Gently.
Okay.
This is how a life is taken.
That was harder than a random hallway battle had any right to be, but we are all still alive. So I'm calling that a win. This is not a very shuffle-resistant team composition. Fortunately, the enemy doesn't have a lot of abilities that shuffle. Focus on the Chevalier. Actually, that's a mistake. Not everyone can reach him.
A decisive pummeling.
So I only need a little bit more and the Chevalier will be done. I need two hits on the manservant to get rid of him, but that requires my abilities to be able to hit. Oh, not good. Oh, very not good. Fortunately, a maxed out Vestal with trinkets that boost healing is kind of a force to be reckoned with. Haha! Okay. Iron Swan might kill. Close enough. Wait. You can be pulled forward by Enraging Slight despite being stunned? I mean, he shouldn't be capable of recognizing the slight because he can't move. I mean, I understand other move abilities pulling you forward even when you're stunned because, you know, they're physically grabbing you and pulling you. But it really doesn't make any sense that Enraging Slight could do that. But apparently it can.
The slow death.
Get rid of one of the actually dangerous enemies. Oh, am I kidding? They're all dangerous. Okay, that takes away the guarded status of the courtesan. That's at least a start. I always need to take away the courtesan. What is it with the bloodlust status causing people to use defensive abilities? It's like, no, don't calmly heal and buff yourself. Attack! Ew. Ugh, renewed appetite. She's vomiting so that she has more room for food. Made even more disgusting by the fact that that was actually a real thing that people did. Which, I gotta admit, that's something I actually really appreciate about the whole Crimson Court DLC. I mean, I suspect that other stuff in the game is this way in general, but I notice it a lot more with the Crimson Court, that a lot of these things are references to real things. Like the renewed appetite ability. Okay. I will give up another bandage. One more solid hit with Incision will do it. That was not solid enough. Dazzling Light to get rid of the courtesan. That leaves just the squishies. Unfortunately, Sycophant, champion level Sycophants are a pretty big problem too. Let's go with If It Bleeds on this guy. And it apparently does not bleed.
Death by inches.
Just stick with Incision. I have a trinket that boosts its power. I may as well take all the advantage of it that I can. Whoa. 24 healing from a Vestal. That is nice. Though what would be nicer would be if we could actually be in formation for once. And of course the sycophant survives with 1 hit point and then immediately uses the thirst. And then evades divine retribution. They're getting really good at doing that.
Give them no quarter.
Got the citrine for the deed. Default party order. And... okay, I have a bit of a choice. It seems... let's see if it's this way. I mean, I kind of need an opportunity to heal if we want to live. Okay, this isn't the way. This isn't the boss room. Wait, do I have the item for the blood flowers? Oh, I do. It's a shovel. I'll drop the bloody herb since I already have one. The other thing is there's a lot less benefit to holding on to new trinkets if they're of a type that you had
Carelessness
before.
will find no clemency
Wait,
in
what?
this place.
Did that trap cause us to be fighting these guys, or is that just a massive coincidence? Well, either way, we're fighting them now. Wait, what? I need to find out what quirk did that, because that needs to be fixed right now. Okay. Grab some anti-venom. Okay. He doesn't have the ability to one-shot.
Obliterated.
See, I say he can't do it, and then he does it just to prove me wrong. I was gonna say he doesn't have the ability to one-shot anything. Okay, his 60% stun resistance, 140% base stun chance.
Strike.
Let's go for it. Okay. If it bleeds, does 9 to 17 plus 3 versus 14 to 26. Yeah, with the hack is better.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Now we just need to get some healing. Battlefield medicine heals little, but it heals more than nothing. And yeah, 190% stun resistance. You're not stunning that. So at least start wearing it down. Right. Actually going for adrenaline rush because uncritically low Valange's or Valogna's itself is. I'll let Presticott get the kill. In the meantime, just get everybody a little bit more healing. And there we go.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Okay. And we have hunger. Wait. Cocoons do something different here than what they do elsewhere. Right, stress relief. Not terribly important, but at least somewhat helpful. Well, I mean, not terribly important right now. Obviously, stress relief is extremely useful under other circumstances. Okay, this is going to be interesting. If you get rid of the courtesan quickly, that should help. And she's being moved forward, which is helpful. Okay, so far so good. And another Maddening Wine, putting her in position 2, which is the most targetable position. Alright, Wicked Hack. And here I am over-worrying about stuff when it turns out that the Hellion can take care of the problem all by herself. This also means this should be a fight we can finish with more health than we had when we started. One more solid hit on the manservant is not our problem anymore. Of course, if they keep going for the thirst and moving him back, I might not be able to get that solid hit. That spoke too soon. And of course, the Lioness Warpaint is really helpful in this situation.
Ringing ears. Blood vision. The end approaches.
Yeah, these guys have really high light resistance. Their bleed resistance, however, leaves something to be desired. Unfortunately, their evasion is impeccable. One more solid hit on this one and it's gone. Unfortunately, getting that hit... Okay, I really need to find out what quirk is doing that so I can get rid of it. Okay, they're both going to use the thirst now, aren't they? Well, okay, that's one of them. It only restored 9, that isn't too bad. Okay, that's the end of one. They did indeed both use the thirst.
Injury. Palpable fear.
Alright, I'll finish that one off with Smite, because that way I have a chance to heal the Hellion. For at least a little bit. Alright. There we go.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Let's see. Drop the holy water for the sapphires. Forgotten strongbox. It yields a key. There is a red key. What can I safely drop for the key? I can drop the emerald for the key. Okay, I'm fairly certain this all leads in a big circle, so I'm instead going to go this way. I'm fairly certain that the key of anger is used for backtracking, which wouldn't be terribly helpful. I also need to start remembering that I can use torches to buff everyone's accuracy when I'm dealing with enemies that, not really sure how to feel about that interaction we just had. And I am going to leave those crests behind because I can't restrict. Oh, never mind! Looks like I actually needed the red key. Well, it's a good thing I found it then. Okay, so there's a boss room right here. I want to see something. Okay, so shovel for the blood flowers, because there are a lot of curios in this hallway. And if it's remotely possible, we're going to want to make camp. So the question is, what form do the curios take? So those are food, those are food. Of course, they're all food, because it's the Viscount. So after getting so many of those crates that I was able to break down for their component wood in order to make camp in the previous episode, in this run we get nothing. Okay, I could go back and backtrack through here in the hopes of finding a curio, but there's also at least one guaranteed battle if I do that, and that would risk us being in even worse condition if I don't find another crate, so I'm just gonna risk it. Let's see if we can do this.
The glutton's taste for morbidity is made more pronounced by his mutation.
Okay, so he consumes the bodies to heal and buff himself. Alright. He has 127 hit points, and I can do up to 29 damage with one hit. Okay, the blood only boosts dodge and speed.
A powerful blow.
Alright. The other thing is that his stun resistance is relatively low. So his blight resistance is 90%, his bleed resistance is 65. I'm gonna go with Incision because it has a higher chance of actually inflicting a secondary effect, even if it's less damage. Okay, Dazzling Light. If I can stun him, 50% stun resistance, 140% base stun resistance. Let's see if I can get this. Perfect. Okay. Of course, he gets multiple actions per round. But... So stun resistance is 100%. Stunning Blow has 140 base chance to stun. I can't one-shot him with Smite no matter what I do. So I'm going to go for Stunning Blow on the off chance that it stuns, which it does. Okay. One more Incision to get a little more damage over time and direct damage going. Okay. Wicked Hack, which can do up to 35. I can't reach him with anything except Wicked Hack, so I have no real other choice. But 6, he's bleeding. He has 16 hit points, bleeding for 6. Judgment will do 6 to 11. Okay, it only did 6, but that's.
Enjoy this life, you. Cold as it was.
I can't believe I pulled that off. I actually managed to do that. I beat the Viscount without him actually getting to do anything. I just between chain stunning and just bringing a really high damage team composition, he actually got to do nothing. Okay. Gonna drop some stuff in exchange for some things, but I want to see what there is. I want to see what there is down this way. Oh. Yeah, no surprise, this is more food. And now we have another disease, but I can treat that later. And hunger. I'm surprised anybody's hungry after walking past that. This was locked, but I guess because we have the red key. I think this is just... Oh. This room probably connects to this room, which is another way we could have reached the boss, and that's why it's locked with this door. I didn't need to backtrack here. I could have kept going forward and it would have taken me to the boss room. Anyway... Let's, The Crimson Curse isn't gone from any of my heroes this time, though. Anyway, let's get out of here, then. Before anything else manages to go wrong. But I now have the entire, Abomination Crimson Court trinket set, so that's good. And 25,000 gold plus the loot, though it's barely any loot. I can't believe I did that. I'm gonna be entirely, excessively proud of myself for having pulled that off for a little while. We got another disease. You know, after the stuff that you got into, Neo, I'm not surprised that you have a spasm of the entrails.
The virulent clouds from the courtyard have abated. The airs of the estate feel narrowly agreeable once again.
A veil lifted. The haze of contagion is abated, due in no small part to the recent triumph over the age-old horror that had lurked for too long behind the long-sealed courtyard gate. Removes the Crimson Curse from all afflicted heroes. Or affected heroes. Okay, so it's just you have to end the mission before the Crimson Curse is gotten rid of. Are there any more diseases to treat? Nope, that's it. there isn't really any more stress to treat either. So, let's spend some of this gold that's burning a hole in my pocket to upgrade some of my champions. So I don't want to upgrade just the champions. How's Holland? Okay, he could... Yeah, he just became level 3. He could definitely use some upgrading. But I believe Gale... Oh! Gale wasn't fully upgraded on that last mission. Alright. Let's see. Alright. And again, pretty much already out of money. But I think I'll upgrade the survival list.
Success depends on survival.
And what else? What could I potentially upgrade from the stagecoach? Stagecoach network and experienced recruits. I think the next upgrade I want is experienced recruits. As is, even with the recent victory over the recent victory at the courtyard, I still want to try another mission. Also, so the final reward is the Countess's fan. And the vengeful kill list for the bounty hunter. Okay. Let's see. I could go after the unstable flesh. What kind of team composition could I put together for that? Not really a good one. But I'm very close to being able to put together a actually solidly good team composition, because I can, if I can level up my Houndmaster one more time, then he'll be able to take on the flesh, and his bleeding skills could be very valuable against it. So let's see. I'll bring Fontamai Fontamai, Hatot, Rosai, and Gale. For all that is good. I'm just gonna do one more regular mission to get them some experience, then I think I will take on the flesh to round out this episode. Gale gets what she always gets. Let's see. Get the steady bracer and the cudgel weight wouldn't be good because you're not going to be using blackjack. We have something that just boosts the damage of ranged skills. Let's give him a worry stone. I don't really have anything else good for him. Fontamai gets Eternity's Collar and the Chipped Tooth. And y'all already know what I'm giving the Crusader. Okay. Now I just need to drop Blackjack for Cry Havoc. Okay. Just quick, get a little bit of experience, hopefully without accumulating too much stress. Bring that up to 12 food. Handful of shovels, plenty of anti-venom and bandages, some medicinal herbs, and a key or two. And one more holy water. Okay, this should suffice. This is going to be a relatively straightforward mission, I think.
They breed quickly down there in the dark.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward.
We can slay them even faster.
Use the Moonshine Barrel. Boost the Crusader's already high damage until camp, which is just until the end of the mission in this case. And our first taste of pigs. Smite actually has a decent chance to one-shot.
Decimated.
Hound's Rush.
Destroyed.
I was going to say Hound's Rush won't, but I neglected the possibility of a critical. Dazzle you. And our old friend Punish. Should be able to finish this, might be able to finish this without taking further damage, but that relies on Vomit missing, which it didn't. Continue with Punish. And Hound's Rush.
Eradicated.
Okay, yeah, we would have been able to avoid taking any further damage if the Houndmaster had gone before the Swine Wretch, but he didn't. So one more solid hit on the chopper and we're done. And Hot is happy to provide.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay. Just gotta make a big circle, basically. Ah, more booze. I'll give it to the Houndmaster this time. We're just gonna all be completely plastered by the end of this mission, aren't we? Start with Punish. And
back to the pit.
Okay. Let's use Judgment on this one. I know it won't kill, but combining that with Zealous Accusation, and there we go.
A faint hope blossoms.
It'd be nice if I could get a chance to use some of my stress treatment skills. Like, this is actually probably a good opportunity for that. So that I can reduce Gale's stress level, because I want her to be available for the next mission. Rush.
Press this advantage.
Okay, now we're down to just the Corpse Eaters. We stun one of them at least. And we can't. Okay, so we're gonna have to be dealing with being munched. It is still better than being nibbled, especially being nibbled gravely. Oh, right, they're fast, aren't they? Punish the one that hasn't done anything yet. Specifically make sure to punish the innocent Corpse Eater.
Slowly, gently.
Okay.
This is how a life is taken.
And now is probably a good opportunity for Cry Havoc. Didn't help the person I wanted it to help. Zealous Accusation, yeah, was... Well, I think it could have killed the other Carrion Eater, it just failed to. And...
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
What happens when I hit the Sacrificial Stone with a shovel? Nothing. Okay. Right, I need to close the trinket the curio interaction window before I'm allowed to move to another room. I was wondering why it wasn't responding. Okay. Disarm the trap. So Gale's stress level isn't too bad. I mean, 26 is a little high, but it's not unbearable. Well, I know where the last room battle is now. Let me see if Gale can disarm this trap. She can. Okay. And I'm just gonna skip this hallway battle. There's no benefit, really, for doing it. And this is where the last battle I actually have to fight is. Along with the obstacle.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Okay, here we are. Alright, and we surprised him too. We should be able to end this one pretty fast. Alright, Punish will most probably kill the Splasher in one hit. good. Hound's Rush will most probably kill the drummer in a hit, especially if it gets a critical. Alright, Dazzling Light won't kill. Let's stun the other two. Alright, stun the Wretch. And stun the Chopper. Okay, one of them was bound to fail. And it doesn't matter because he missed. Okay, he should still be able to finish this without taking any damage. Or not, for the same reason as last time, that I keep underestimating how fast the Wretches are. Punish the Chopper, won't one-shot it, but get him close.
Formation is broken.
And another kill for the White Mage. Seriously, I really wish that I could know my Gale's kill count. It'd just be nice to know the medic's kill count, because it's probably really high.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay.
Some
And back to the
experiments should
hamlet.
have never happened. You are doing just work ending them.
Yeah, you know, some experiments should have never happened really just summarizes everything you have ever done, Ancestor. I mean, were any of your experiments a good idea? Also, I'd like to take a moment to appreciate that Gale's stress level is lower than it was at the beginning of the mission. She is going to need to get the wasting sickness treated, but that's fine because she isn't the only Vestal I can
I
bring.
was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
And Clarinel is busy doing something else. Alright. Get the diseases taken care of, and I'm just going to hold on to all of my gold for now. Mercurial Solve. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the unstable flesh. Okay, so who can I bring? Conter is the Vestal. She's the last. This is the last time she gets to be the Vestal for this mission. Altard is absolutely necessary because of his bleeding skills. Rosai should be brought for the same reason. Except, can I upgrade Rosai's Hound's Rush to Hound's Rush 4 yet? I can. Or Hound's Harry 4. Let's also upgrade Hound's Rush and Blackjack. Is Altard fully upgraded? No, he isn't. Harvest and Slice Off need to be upgraded. Contour is fully upgraded. Okay. Now that we actually have the upgrades we need for this mission, the question is who to bring in position 1. And the simplest choice would be to bring a leper. Okay. I think this is viable. Let's do this. As usual, unequip and sort. And the Vestal, as usual, gets the trinkets that boost healing. Alright. For the Jester, the critical dice, because they criticals increase the duration of bleeding skills. Otherwise... yeah, plus 20% bleed skill chance is definitely worth it for the Jester. For the Houndmaster... Let's go with the Steady Bracer to boost his accuracy, and I may as well go for the Cudgel Weight. Obviously, I won't be using Blackjack in the actual boss fight, but I'll probably get plenty of use out of it on the way to the boss fight. And... okay, the Redemption Armlet and a Warrior's Cap. The other question, do you have... yes. You have Reflection. We also have access to Hound's Watch. So... okay. However, before we proceed with this, I've just realized I've kind of put all my eggs in one basket by doing this as one long episode. I'm actually going to get us a fresh recording file. So I have the team ready, I have them outfitted. I will be back with you in just a moment. Okay. I have a lovely fresh recording file. Now, let's go take on the flesh. Make sure, yeah, I did give everyone trinkets. Okay, gonna need plenty of food. The free food is already pretty helpful. And I mean, the benefits are only going to stack up. Plenty of shovels. Lots of anti-venom and bandages, because there's going to be a lot of blight and bleeding. Yeah, I already have 2 medicinal herbs. That should be plenty. A couple of keys, a little holy water, and torches. I knew I was forgetting something, and that something was torches. I have Sanctuary. I also have Hound's Watch. Tiger's Eye. Oh, that's going to be helpful. Yeah, I have access to Tiger's Eye on my Jester. That's going to be useful going into the boss fight with the flesh. I think you all know which character I'm planning on using it on. Anyway, let us begin.
I could not store such a prodigious amount of offal, nor could I rid myself of it easily, possessed as it was by unnameable things from outer spheres. When excavations beneath the manor broke through into an ancient network of aqueducts and tunnels, I knew I had found a solution to the problem of disposal.
So, all of this is just the product of him not properly disposing of thaumaturgical waste.
The thing is more terrible than I can describe. An incoherent jumble of organ, sinew, and bone.
Okay, given the perfect grid structure of this map, I'm pretty confident that the boss is here. I want to get this treasure, though, so let's start by going this way.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Yeah, not this time. I will say, while the narration in general is really cool, it would honestly be neat if there was a chance for if his narration was more responsive to what's happening. So, like, the packs laden with loot line was more likely to happen if you're actually low on supplies. Or something like that.
Wow.
What are the odds of stunning this? 45%. Correction, 35%. I'll risk it. That's actually pretty decent. And conveniently, it's within range of chop as well. Unfortunately, without mark exploitation, which this team doesn't have, killing this is going to be a bit of a slow process. Or perhaps not. I may just need to hit it really hard one more time, and then we're okay. Alright, bleeding for 6. And I can add an additional 4, bringing us up to 10, which means I need to hit it for 7, which I can do with Q. There we go! Okay, that just leaves the other 2, and frankly, the leper can handle the swine reaver by himself, so let's just get rid of the wretch.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Alright, slice off of the end of the wretch. Spawn is not a wretch anymore. He's been upgraded. And chop.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Quick bump everyone back up to full health and kill.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Default party order. And let's head this way because there's treasure. I am deliberately fighting avoidable room battles to get the treasure, which is, Scrawling's forever changed the hero, but it doesn't say what it changed them into. Like, normally that means it adds a quirk, but it, didn't. Okay. Get the moonshine barrel. This buffs until camp. I'm almost wondering if I should have held off on that until after I've located the flesh. I want to camp before I fight the flesh so that I can use Reflection and Tiger Eye on the leper. Okay, so it's the other fight but worse, because now we have a drummer instead of a wretch. start with Slice Off. The other issue is that since the Vestal is stunned, I don't have the ability to... Yes, I do. Blackjack has a 45% chance. Let's see if I can make that work. Nope. Okay, this ain't good. Especially since it's now out of reach of the leper. Okay, chop. 18 to 34. Decent chance to one-shot the Marcher. There we go. And I can still reach it with Slice Off at least, but unfortunately we're probably going to be hitting my pig spear. Not a lot I can do to stop it. But there's 35% chance of Dazzling Light doing the job for me. Still no. Beat the odds last time, I guess that's not going to happen this time. I can't reach it. I can reach it with Blackjack. I'm going to keep trying this. Well, it was worth trying.
Wow, how quickly the tide turns.
Okay. That did a lot, but we can overcome it. Continuing Slice Off. And fortunately, Divine Grace plus the Ancestor Scroll means big healing. Unfortunately, critical hits mean big damage. And yeah, he's using Trot Retreat. I need to cause 1 point of damage to the Swinotar, and he's not a threat anymore.
Press disadvantage. Give them
Suddenly
no
I'm not nervous at all. Suddenly I'm no longer nervous. That'll do him.
Singular strike.
Divine Grace. And Lick Wounds. And I may as well use Solemnity. Also, who would have guessed that the Leper would get the most healing out of anyone on that round? Okay, let's just drop the Jade for the rubies. And that was a trap. Okay, no scouting. In that case, any route is as good as any other, I suppose. What are the odds the other route was less bad than this? Alright. Slice Off plus Hound's Rush should get rid of the Marcher. Not much the Leper can do other than start cutting into the Ghoul. But again, let's see if we can go for a stun.
Well struck.
I have a higher chance of success this time. Okay, Hound's Rush will finish the job. Now I just need to kill the Ghoul in 1 round. Let's see if I can do that.
For death by inch.
The good news is the Ghoul appears to be slow compared to us. That's a start. Not slow enough, apparently. Wait, it was surprise. What am I talking about? It's not slow relative to us. Volunteer can just continue healing. Okay. That's it.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Okay, I'm gonna drop the holy water for the Jute Tapestry. Also, is it just more likely for enemies to drop Jute Tapestries in boss runs? Because I'm pretty sure it was the Prophet was the time I got 2 of them. And another Swinotar, and we're shuffled. Wonderful. This is not going to be easy. Alright. And torch. He can move forward 3, but that would move the Leper back instead of going for battle now. I'm hoping that the Vestal goes before the Leper does, and she can only move by 1. See if I can blackjack the Swinotar. Okay, it worked this time. Chop, 10 to 18. Benefiting from the buff. And for now, I'm just going to stick with Battle Ballad because that's at least something the Jester can do until the Vestal moves him back into position. Okay, no chance of stunning the Swinotar. Let's stun the Reaver.
The light, the promise of safety.
Alright. Okay, now it may be time to move Altar to position 3. All it takes is being surprised and we're in serious trouble.
Slightest lapse in concentration.
See if I can stun the Swinotar so I can keep him in position 1. In fact, I'm going to go for Blackjack again for that reason. If I can stun him, he can't escape from position 1, which means that the leper can keep wailing on him. Of course, you could use Crunching back then, and he did, but against the wrong target, and it didn't even hit. Harvest. Pounds Harry. There is method to my madness. And the drummer's giving everybody a splitting headache. And Chop. Didn't do enough damage. Well, okay, it sorta did. He gets to take one more action before he dies. And that action... And that action is Trot Retreat, meaning not only does he not inflict any damage on us, but he's also out of range. He's now out. He's not in position 1, which means the leper can attack the enemies that will survive into the next turn. I'm going for Battle Ballad.
The blood quickens.
Because I should be able to finish off the other two with Hugh.
Their formation
Almost.
is broken.
In fact,
Maintain
yeah,
the offensive.
that'll do it. I'd like to thank the Swinotar for using
Continue the
Trot
onslaught.
Retreat, because that was extremely
Destroy
helpful. That was
them
the most helpful thing he
all.
possibly could have done for me in that situation. Alright. Based on the same idea as previously, I'm actually going to make camp now, because while it's most likely that the boss is here, there's a very small chance that it's here or here, and that would be one hell of a surprise. So,
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable.
drop the extra
Rats
2
in a
food.
maze.
I need Sanctuary to prevent nighttime amp. I could have used Hound's Watch, which would have reduced the chance of surprise. Anyway, the main things are, I need Reflection to increase the leper's accuracy and critical. And I'm going to combine that with Tiger Eye to further increase the leper's accuracy and critical hit chance. After that, who has the most stress other than the Vestal? The Houndmaster does, so I'll encourage him. And, okay, I'd say we're pretty ready. Let's see what we can get from the makeshift dining table. Food! No surprise there. Okay. Yeah, let's just go a slice off on the ghoul for now. Okay, Rend also does a lot of bleeding damage. Fortunately, I brought a lot of bandages. Alright, Chop won't one-shot without a critical, but that 26% chance to critical is quite nice. See if we can dazzle the ghoul.
Impressive.
You know, it'd be really cool if when stun abilities got a critical hit, they had like a higher chance to inflict stun or something. Judgment won't kill, but I'm setting up
A
for something.
momentary abatement.
You really do not like the Jester, do you? Hound's Rush. Whoa. I wasn't expecting it to do that. And Hugh.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And that's it. Confidence does indeed surge as the enemy crumbles.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
We're almost there. I'm not liking the amount of damage we took there, but we should be okay. Another one of these. How many Swinotars is that? 4? Well, we've pretty much got taking them out down to a science at this point. Blackjack to keep it from escaping from the leper. And then Slice Off and Chop to actually do the real damage.
The ground quakes.
And it just loses its turn to stun. Fortunately, it has very low speed. One more solid hit will do the job.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Really glad Butcher Cut missed. Chop? Really? Wait, it's gonna use Trot Retreat. Same thing! It always falls back, and now it's going to bleed to death before it has a chance to capitalize on that. But it's conveniently positioned itself so that I can hit the two in the front line with the leper. Alright. Hound's Rush won't kill, but it'll at least get us started. And I'm actually going for Battle Ballad. A critical hit with Hugh has a small chance to kill the Swine Reaver. Any hit with Hugh will definitely kill the Marcher. Just need a little more. Bandage. And Hugh. Okay, never mind. Hugh does a bit less damage than I thought it did. Keep overestimating the firepower of that ability.
A decisive
And underestimating the protection of the Swine Reaver. But again, one more solid hit and the Reaver is done. We'll go with Battle Ballad. Inspiring Tune also would have been a good choice. Mega Chop.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
And now I have scouting to confirm that the boss is where I thought it was, and that there's two other treasures. I may go for those, depending on... Ah, darn it. The scrawlings forever. Oh, she gained a positive quirk. So basically, the scrawlings will forever change the hero, and that could be positive or negative. And our first taste of cultists for this mission.
Devastating blow.
I need to do 1 point of damage. But... okay, let's hit this gladiator with Judgment. Whoa. I wasn't expecting Judgment to do that. There is a plan here. Okay, but since she went before Altard did, the plan is meaningless. The plan was to finish the two midline enemies off with Harvest. But since the Enchantress will die on her next turn anyway, let's just concentrate on the other guy. And that just leaves you. And with Chop doing 14 to 27 with a 30% chance to critical, let's turn the Gladiator into a Sadiator. 40! How much damage did you do with that? Yes. Torch,
As the light
Inspiring
gains
Tune,
purchase,
just why not?
spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Lick Wounds, because why not? Divine Comfort, why
A
not?
momentary abatement.
And there we go. We almost all got to act before she did.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can
Okay, no
be
reason to hold
beaten.
on to the shovels, so I may as well trade those for the sapphires. Okay, moment of truth time, people. Let's see if we can survive this.
Squirming, contorting, and ever expanding. This horror must be unmade.
Okay, this is actually a really advantageous layout for me. For the most part. Not so good for Altard, though. Okay, so... Slice Off is 4 points to 1. Harvest is 3 points to 2. So depending on the bleed resistance, which is quite low for both, Harvest would do more damage to the flesh in total, if it makes both of them bleed. So it has Sanguine Stroke to heal. More want lots of anti-venom for a reason. And our old friend Chop. Okay, so Hound's Rush does 2 points to one. Hound's Harry does 2 points to all. Yeah, Hound's Harry is really effective against the flesh. Especially when it goes for the high protection combos. Of course, the good news about this format is it doesn't have the ability to heal itself right now. And its bleed resistance is only 60%. Is still not very good, high protection or not. It's bleeding for a lot. This might be the second boss fight in which I lose a Jester in 2 episodes. Chop will do little, but it will do a little. Yeah, it went from doing 40 damage to doing 3 damage. Welcome to the flesh. I'm sure you'll make yourself at home here. Fortunately, the amount of damage that it takes per round is basically just going to increase every round as I keep hitting with bleed abilities. And it decided to heal itself by placing 2 hearts right next to the leper, because that worked so well last round. Mr. Flesh, go ahead and try to heal yourself. You are about to be in a lot of pain. Okay. And if Haunter continue doing what she does best.
But never hidden.
Alright. Sticking with Harvest.
A brilliant confluence of
Chop.
skill and purpose.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to kill, but this may be the end of it. It has 11 hit points, and some of its parts are bleeding for 12. One of its parts is bleeding for 15. It would need critical healing to survive to the end of the round. And now let's make the situation even worse for it. And there we go.
Grotesque in death, as it was in life.
At least it's gone. Surprisingly little loot.
Success so
I
clear.
could have used the dog treats, but honestly I didn't need
Or
them.
is it merely a trick of the light?
And honestly, the dog treats wouldn't even be that helpful for this fight because the star of the show is the bleeding damage, not the direct damage. Alright, let's drop the excess food, light a torch,
In
drop the
radiance,
excess torches.
may we find victory.
However, there are 2 treasure chests in here, and I want to collect both of them. This could mean that we're about to fight the Collector.
The sparkling
Called it!
eyes of
Called it! I called it! You heard me call it!
and made merciless.
Alright. Starting with Battle Ballad. This is not exactly the best team composition to fight the Collector, but we do have a good amount of stunning abilities.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
14% chance to critical. Not amazing, but that did a lot of damage. And now we have another round to wail on him before he can do anything. Battle Ballad to get some extra criticals. 18. I'm really liking the massive criticals we're getting here. Now it's just Hound's Rush and he's done. Almost. Okay. I was half expecting this to be another Viscount situation where he doesn't get to do anything. Okay, the Jester can't reach him in position 4. So let's go a slice off on the Highwayman to try to prevent Headhunter. And Judgment.
Is often blind to its own peril.
It happened again! It's another Viscount situation where he got to do something, but the something that he got to do fundamentally had no effect.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
All he got to do was use Collect Call, but since his collected minions didn't get a chance to do anything, Collect Call had no effect on the battle. So that's 2 bosses that I've taken out before they had a chance to inflict damage. in one episode.
Executed with impunity.
You know what they say, triumphant pride often precipitates a dizzying fall. I'm just afraid to find out what next episode is going to be like. Please cause bleeding, thank you. Alright, divine comfort,
The
we're
wounds
healing
of
in.
war can be healed.
And there we
Never
go.
hidden. The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
You know, I'm actually going to risk dropping the anti-venom and the bandages. They're valuable, but there's little left to do. Just one more room battle and then we can go home. And another box of heirlooms.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
And I believe I already dropped the shovels, but I can avoid this obstacle by going this way. Though there is the possibility of a hallway battle, I assume that the Collector cannot show up twice in the same mission. Good thing I didn't drop the food. And our last battle of the mission. And it's another heirloom chest.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Ow.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Indeed it can't. Let's show them our answer. I'm actually going to start with Slice Off on the spawn in the hopes of getting rid of it sooner. Back that up with Judges. Would have been real nice if that had hit. I'm actually just going to go for Hound's Rush on the spawn to make sure it dies. Even if I can only get rid of one enemy in a particular round, it's better to completely eliminate an enemy than to partially damage several. See? I'm learning. I'm learning slowly, but I'm learning. Alright. Let's Slice Off on the Reaver. And another butcher cut on the poor Houndmaster, and this time he's bleeding too. Alright, let's just put some of that guy's blood back inside of his body.
We require only the strength to follow
And
it.
I don't have bandages this time. Alright, Hound's Rush on the Cultist. I need one more hit of that and she's done. Okay, they're each one good solid hit away from being gone. That's at least a start. Actually, no, that's the end of... That's it! That did it.
A trifling victory, but a victory
Drop the
nonetheless.
food and the torches for the busts and the portraits. No point in grabbing the holy water. Use the key on the heirloom chest.
A fortune
Okay, no secret rooms.
waiting to be spent.
No point in grabbing the food. Okay! We've defeated the flesh. The second form of the flesh. 19,000 gold. And a pretty respectable stock of heirlooms, too. And another champion emerges. Contour is leveled up out of being able to, I have another Jester with a weak grip on life. Why are Jesters all so fragile? But Contour has... Also, this is, I think, the third wasting sickness I've gotten in this episode. But yeah, Contour is now no longer able to take on mid-level bosses. Fortunately, Gale is. So I've already trained up her replacement for these boss fights.
In time, you will
At least I
know
think
the
she
tragic
is.
extent of my failings.
Be unfortunate to this. Yep, Gale is level 3. Okay, let's start actually... I'm going to start by getting rid of the weak grip on life. And, Are any of these other ones... Nah, none of the other ones is really worth getting, so I'll just get rid of weak grip on life. And then I'll have Rosai get some treatment for his wasting sickness. I mainly want to get rid of the negative quirk before I forget about it and end up letting it get locked in. Okay. Let me see. Patient cells would cost a lot. What haven't I fully upgraded that I could potentially upgrade? Oh, right. I wanted to get the next level of experience for recruits. Now that there's very little benefit to having low-level heroes. So let's trade some portraits for some busts. I think that's enough. I'm one short. Let's trade some, and that'll get me one bust. And next
More
level of
arrive,
experience for
foolishly
recruits.
seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
Alright. Let's also upgrade the brothel so that I can have 2 brothel slots.
All manner of diversion and dalliance await those who cross the threshold with coin in hand.
And after that, I'll probably hold on to the rest of my heirlooms. Anyway, having defeated 3 bosses, and defeated 2 of them without giving them a chance to even inflict any damage, that is going to be the end for this part. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. And I will see you next time when this all manages to go horribly wrong somehow. I'm sure it'll be fun.